I wonder.
Hello, curious citizen scientists. Let's find out what's in our Wonder Bucket today. Today's question comes to us from Ashton, age 6. Go ahead, Ashton, ask your question.
Hi, my name is Ashton. I'm 6 and I'm wondering how to make an electric car move. When you switch the switch on, it just rolls. Thank you.
Now, this is a traditional gasoline-powered engine. And the way that this would work is you would have gas come from your tank into the engine where a combustion reaction, a chemical reaction would occur, causing the gas to explode in a controlled explosion. That will move pistons in your engine, eventually spinning a motor that goes through your drivetrain and spins the tires on your vehicle. Now, electric vehicles function in a very similar way to your gas-powered car. But rather than using gasoline, they're going to rely on electricity to move your car forward. So rather than having a gas tank, you have a large series of batteries that hold the electricity that your car, your electric car, needs to move. And rather than a gasoline internal combustion engine like in your regular car, you have instead an electric motor. Now, an electric motor works in a very similar way to a gas-powered engine, except a gas-powered engine relies on a chemical combustion reaction between gasoline and the air to create force that moves pistons and spins the motor. With an electric vehicle, that electricity can be used to directly spin the motor. Now, this is a sample of an electric motor. It's a little bit smaller than the one you would find in a true electric automobile, but the principle is exactly the same. So the way that this works is electricity is going to come into the motor from a battery or a power source, and the outside of the motor is called a stator, and it has a number of metal wires that have been arranged in a specific pattern so that when electricity flows through the stator, the outer part of the motor, it'll create a rotating magnetic field. This center part, this axle, is called the rotor. And the rotor has some magnetic components on the outside of its axle. As the stator rotates that electric field around and around the inside of the motor, it will pull this rotor along with it. And how that works is when you press on the gas pedal or you flip the switch for your electric vehicle, is charge moves from the battery through the motor and it creates an electric field that rotates. That magnetic field will push an axle around and around and around, faster and faster. So the more electricity you're putting through your electric motor, the harder you're pressing your pedal, the faster that motor is going to spin and the more it's going to push the car forward. So an electric vehicle functions pretty much in the exact same way that a gas-powered vehicle does, just rather than using chemistry, we're using some physics, magnets, and electricity together to produce mechanical energy. I hope that answers your question, Ashton.